Good evening. I'm Epstein, and here we are with your metal market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the evening of Monday, the 23rd of October, 2023, time just getting on at 6:15 p.m. Central Time. So once again, the market gets all geared up, hoping in its sick way that Israel will go in, invade, the gold market would go up because everybody will be uncertain to what's going to happen, and it doesn't play out that way. In fact, 2 more hostages were released today. That puts it at 4. And now Hamas is saying that they're prepared to release up to 50 if Israel will meet its conditions. All right. Doesn't matter what the conditions are. It puts the world now against Israel, saying, listen, if you can get the people out, you don't send your soldiers in, why not take it easy, blah, blah, blah. So the cost of the economy for Israel is one thing. All the soldiers sitting there basically twiddling their thumbs another. And Hamas is taking control of the situation, if you think about it. And smart move. End of the day. Because if you can get people out of there, what's the cost of human life? That is what's going on. So how did it affect gold? I'm not saying if it's good, bad, indifferent. What I'm getting at is gold slipped back. It's no longer 2,000. It's sitting in the 1980s. Most of the metals fell back. In the copper market, China has now put another $137 billion to work in the economy as of tomorrow. Now, their People's Congress is meeting. There could be more coming yet, but they're doing everything they can to boost things. In the energy markets, fairly stable. That's about the only way that I could call this. But I do think that you've got, for the moment here, a check, just like on a chessboard, between Israel and Hamas, because the world is saying, get hostages out, but it can't go on forever. How long can Hamas keep dribbling out a few here, a few there, until it gets some of the things they want? Who knows? So when I look at the gold market on a weekly chart, you're sitting here up and over the 18-week average, so support's back at 1927. The pattern, we have a gap in the chart. We have run up. It doesn't look at this point like we're getting an exhaustion gap or a breakaway gap, just a gap in the chart. When we take a look at the pattern, it's still bullish. You've got higher lows on the swing line. The dark line here is the swing line, and higher highs, bullish. The market's run into the resistance of the 200-day average. I would say on pullbacks probably into the 1956-70 level. The support's the 100-day average, and the other resistance is the upper Bollinger Band. So the traditional way of looking at it is, yes, this market has itself into a resistance area, and now what it's trying to do is embed. Now, in order to embed, what has to happen is you have to have several days in a row where a market's got both numbers of the slow stochastic going over 80 and sideways. So if you and I step back, the first day that it did it, day 1, was Thursday. Friday, today. So you have your fully embedded reading. How the markets look at this, I teach in my enhanced Bollinger Band course. I'm not going to spill the beans here. Suffice to say, the good chance on pullbacks, if they don't take out the highs of today, which was Monday, the trade's still going to look to be a buyer in that market. When you look at the differential in the gold-silver ratio, you can see how the market is just hugging that 18-day average. As long as it stays above it, silver is not as strong as gold. If it gets under it, silver is stronger than gold because you need fewer ounces of silver. That's why the numbers drop to get an ounce of gold. When you look at the silver market, on Friday, the market went up, hit all these key numbers, and it has backed off rather smartly. If you take a look at the high that you made on Friday, you got as high as 23.88. Today you hit a low of 22.89. That's a dollar break. It doesn't look like it, right? It's a full dollar an ounce. That's a lot in my parlance. The market is overbought in an uptrend. Could go back for that, but I don't think you're attracting new buying in an overbought condition. In the copper market, you've been oversold, not attracting new short selling, but until the market can get up and stay over this 18-day average of closes in red, it's got basically a bias that is downside. In the platinum market, still more bullish than bearish. It's interesting, I'll bring this up, because now the UAW went out today and struck Stellantis again. Today's a Monday they went after them. They normally do this on Friday. They just said they're not negotiating in good faith in any manner. Their negotiations are far away from where everybody else is. So 6,800 workers were struck today. By the way, the UAW reached agreement with General Dynamics today at plants that do a lot of our munitions building. When we take a look at the dollar index, you fell back, and not surprised. We failed up here. So the next downside would have been the potential of the lower Bollinger Band. I don't think there's a lot of downside under that. I think you've now gone from the upper band basically to the dollar band. You wiped out this area. You've now churned, and that's what you're doing. There's a churn going on here. It's very difficult to want to get bearish. The U.S. dollar with 5% short-term interest rates, or 10-year hit it today if you saw that. And it did back off. But you get that. And what's happening here is the short end is sitting still and the back end's going up, and they're completely taking out all the premium the front had. Remember, this summer we're up to what, 105, 110 on the 210, and we're now at like 10, 12 points. We've gone the other way, and it may be going negative again, which is traditional. So you put that all together, you got to ask yourself, what is the game plan that you want to come up with? And that's where we come in. Our offerings give you so much. These are but a few of them in the free offerings section of iraepstein.com. As you can see, each one of these, something different for you to work with. We've got about 12, 13 of these all together, if I'm correct. You can get access to the charting software that we have. You can get ideas on our futures trading kit is right here. There's just so much. How do you get it? iraepstein.com free offers, or move your cursor right to the top here. That'll take you there. I'm Ira. Should be interesting. Talk to you in the futures markets where I'll give a little more of how my feelings are as to what's going on right now with today's events. Take care.